Yo.
Good evening, all. How are you? Check, check. Mic check. Perfect, Bobby. Good evening. I'm just waiting for the majority of everybody sign in, and we should be good to go.
So हामीले कसै यसो हाम्रो त्यो माइल्सहरु हुन्छ नि यो 80 माइल्स तर 80 माइल्स चाहिँ हामीले मोबाइलमा सेट गर्न मिल्छ होला नि
हैन हुन्छ होला तर के एप्पल वाच भन्ने राम्रो
ए
Bobby, mute your mic. Thank you. Okay, guys, I think that we're ready to go. Everybody mute your mics. If you want to talk, of course, go ahead and you can do it. But in the meantime, if you're not talking, mute it so we can all.
Is a recording in progress?
Okay, we're ready. Just want to know, checking that everybody can hear me. Yep, okay. So good evening again. Let me see if there's someone else to admit. Okay, guys, we're gonna start now. The idea of this workshop, of course, is since we're gonna start the 1 to 40K challenge to fine tune all the details, clear any questions and everything. It's gonna be quite similar to the one that we attended to start last week. Unfortunately, we got this undisciplined in the snow play, and then the market started to do a lot of funny things last week, and we just lost it. So this time we're gonna be very disciplined in that regards, and the idea is to make it happen. So we're gonna have to follow certain rules that I had to adjust, and also we're gonna have to be more less risky in the type of stocks that we play and the expirations dates. So just to begin, we're gonna start on Monday. What you're gonna need, it's and I'm gonna put it here. So I was thinking that it was too complicated to make an PowerPoint or anything. So I'm gonna use to begin with this text here. And in order to make clear what we're gonna need. First, obviously, you're gonna need 1K that you're not gonna use for anything until we finish, only for this account, preferably cash account. If you have margin, that's okay, but just be aware that you're gonna be limited to the 3 trades. So you might have some issues there. So just take in consideration if you're under 25Ks that you might have an issue, even though we're gonna be doing one play per day. In the fourth day, you might have issues not being able to sell, since we're not gonna be swinging this account. If for some reason we don't get the 20%, we very likely that we're gonna sell it and look for the next one. So the idea is to make 20% each play. That's an average, of course. Sometimes probably we're gonna make more, and sometimes we're gonna make less, or even we're gonna have to get a stop, you know. But in average, the idea and the goal is in 20 trading days that we accomplish the goal. So number two, what we're gonna do here is that all the plays are gonna be posted in the VIP, Alfonso. So you're gonna have to be very aware of it. The idea is that you mirror exactly what I do, that everybody try to do the same. And what we're gonna do, and very important, that we get a trade, we're gonna play full size or the full balance, let's say. Tomorrow will be 1,000, right? And I will call the number of contracts. So if we have, I don't know, $5 contracts, it's gonna be 2, and we're gonna try to round the number to the balance that we have at that time. Number 4, and very important, we're gonna be, in this time, we're gonna be taking 1 to 3 weeks out expiration. We're gonna be taking also at the beginning 50 to, and I don't like this, as you know it, but we have to do it that way so the contract doesn't move very quickly, and we don't have the issues that somebody missed the entry or that we hit our, because I have had some questions that hey, 10% stop is very, very light. Yes or no, but we're gonna have to do it that way. It's 10, 15%. We're gonna be adapting that stop, and we're gonna increase it. By the idea is that we follow the 1 to 3 delta. I mean the 1 to 3 risk reward. What I mean is that if we're gonna pretend that we will, for example, tomorrow, that we're looking for a $200 risk. In this case, $200 risk. I mean reward. The idea is, if we want to do it 3 to 1, the idea is that it's going to be $75 risk, and $75 risk for a $1,000 play is going to be very, very even more complicated. So that is the idea, and I'm going to share with you the table that I did, that we're going to start with $110, $120 risk for the first place. That is going to be above the 75. And then once we get to $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $6,000, we can adjust that. But in the meantime, it's very important that we follow the 1 to 3 risk reward ratio. If you want to take a percentage and make it a percentage, I mean, it's up to you. I don't care. You know, for those who knows my style, you understand that I don't use percentages as a way to identify what my stall is gonna be. Usually I have a rule of what is my maximum amount per play. So I know what I'm gonna risk in order to, based on what my 1, 2, 3 reward is. So I'm gonna share with you a little bit later also the table, and I'm gonna post it in the room as well, so you have an idea. It doesn't have to be exact, but at the end of the day, it has to be the best possible. Let me see. Okay, the more close to possible, right? In that regards. Okay, 2, 3. Next, and very important, once we get into a play, once we reach 20%, once 20% is reached, either way you have two options, or you sell the whole positions, sell all, or put a hard stop loss at 20% profit. What we trying to do with this is very simple. If for some reason we reach the 20%, we place the stop there. And if it immediately goes down, you're gonna get stopped in 20%, and but the goal is gonna be achieved. If for some reason the stock continues to go higher, we can take advantage of that up trend or whatever, or downturn or whatever we're playing, and we can scale and start. We can even leave a runner if we already got our $1,000 investment, but plus the $200, for example, tomorrow we already have it out, and we still have one contract too. We can even leave it there, moving our stops, or leave it there for a swing. We will see. But anyway, what we're looking for is trying to make, and we're gonna take that decision also based on of how we've been doing in the past days, right? If we have been having 2 or 3 days in a row that we couldn't make the 20, we only did 10%. So most likely we're gonna cut it if we have a runner when we reach the amount that give us the 20% average per day in the total balance. So, but I'll be monitoring that, and I also am gonna monitor, and I'm gonna leave a journal. I'm gonna take a journal in an Excel of each play that we take, so we can have all the information and more or less know on average how the challenge is it's doing. So once the 20% is reached, sell or put a stop loss at 20%. So that is very, very important, and I hope that everybody understands that very clearly as well. What other thing it is gonna be very important that I miss? I think that for now, I think that is the main issues that we just have to take care of, and we're gonna move now to the details. And I'm gonna leave this here. I don't know if you wanna take a screenshot so you have this in advance. Anyway, I'm gonna share it in the room. Okay, now we're going to the Excel sheet. Just let me know you can see the Excel sheet. If not, it's very likely that you're not, because this thing works differently. Screen. Can you see the Excel sheet? Yes, you can see it. Okay, so it's fine. So this is a very simple table that I just did, but nothing out of this world. We're starting with 1,000, looking 20% and compounding. That will give us, after 20 days or 20 trading days or 20 plays, the equivalent of 38, almost 40,000 K. So that is the idea, and how are we gonna give track? And we're gonna be using my risk reward that were for tomorrow. We're gonna be looking for 100 loss, maximum loss to make 300. I mean, we're really looking to 200, but I'm gonna still leave it like this. In this table, the only thing that is gonna help us out is letting us know, for example, if we have a $5 contract, it's gonna tell us that we need 2 contracts and that we're gonna have to, the profit target is gonna be 650. When we get to 650, we get in this case is the 300, but it's gonna be different in our monitoring. But at the end of the day, more or less, it gives you a stop limit. But the most important one is that it also gives you where is your stop full size price. In this case, it's gonna be 55 cents less, so 445, right? And it's gonna give you, but I'm gonna provide you with that information immediately after we get into a play to let you know. What we're gonna do immediately after we get into a play is to set a stop loss. So once you get to the trade, we're gonna set the stop loss, and I'm gonna let you know what price is gonna be for that contract. That is gonna be based on the $120, $125 risk that we're gonna be willing to risk to at least tomorrow when we start. But I'll be moving that. On the other hand, that also during the play, I will let you know for some reason, for those who are not gonna be following the stream, you just keep your stops, or if you wanna give it a little bit more of room, not much more, but you just play your stop whenever you feel comfortable around that level. But for those who are following on the stream during the day and we are managing the trade live, we might adjust the stop loss minimally, not much, based on the technicals or whatever we see during our execution, right? I mean, if the stop loss is almost about to hit, but we're very close to a moving average that we know that if it holds, it's gonna be continuing the next leg up or something. We're just gonna have to adjust it in order not to avoid being stopped out. But we're gonna have to try to give it enough room so nobody has any issues with that. We're gonna be playing also a little bit different strategy in this way the stocks that we're gonna be picking are gonna be stocks with very high volume, most of them big caps, low beta, in order for us to. We're gonna be playing some, maybe we're gonna play some ETF. It's very likely that a lot of our plays are gonna be SPYs, or maybe XLF or XLE or some sector. But that is gonna be based off how the market. I'm gonna avoid to make a play in the first 5 to 15 minutes after the opening bells. So don't you worry that I'm gonna, very likely we're gonna have the plays between the first 2 hours or the last hour and a half, around either is in the first 2 hours of trade, or we're gonna have it in the last 2 hours. Very unlikely that we're gonna take any play during lunchtime. So if you have a work or something, at least you know that you're gonna have to be aware, either watching the alerts or if you want to jump in the stream at the open, the first hours of the open, or 1.5 hours, 2 hours before the close. Why? Because with those type of parameters that we follow, those are going to help us out be more increase our probabilities to be more successful and also get a little bit more of momentum in order to get the 20% as soon as possible. I have a question. Will you let us know if you keep some runner or sell ones and try to mirror your performance? Yes, in this case, the difference with the other plays that I do is that I usually, the other plays that if you have seen me, I call the play. I don't manage you the stop losses, and I sometimes I keep track of the percentage case that the contract is giving, but I don't tell you exactly sell half, sell. Sometimes I do, I doesn't, but for me it's very complicated because everybody has different account. In this case, with this challenge, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you everything given exactly, because you're gonna have just practically to mirror what I'm doing. Are you going to alert us if you are ready? Yes, I'm gonna alert everything. In this case, everything is gonna be alert. Immediately after I take the play, if we escape, if we get stopped, if we get out, if we didn't get out but we left a stop on 20% profit, if we leave a runner, if we're gonna swing it, a contract or two, everything. So don't you worry about that. Could you make a separate tab on Discord just so the alerts don't get lost in the message from? I will have to ask our support team, and yes, I'm gonna try to request. What do you mean, Deshan? Is like a special, like Alfonso alerts, or like the 1K challenge, something like that, something that is specific to. Okay, I will. I mean, I can ask. I don't know if they're gonna help me out with that. I don't think that will be an issue, but I ask our support team, and I'll try to have it. If not, if you have the Alfonso VIP, that, I mean, we don't have too many plays on that one, so you can also follow that one. But surely, if it cannot be set up tomorrow, I'll try. I'm gonna ask, and if they can set it up, not tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, I'll make sure that everything, whatever it takes to make it easier for you, I'll be more than glad to. The idea is to all feel comfortable, and also, I mean, I don't have to tell you, this challenge goes against a lot of rules of risk reward in regards of that we are playing the 100% port on every play, but I'm assuming that you have $1,000 to give it a shot, and you're not relying on your $1,000 to pay rent or do whatever other. This is a challenge that is not cheap, because $1,000 is a lot of money, but it's gonna give us the opportunity to have a bigger port later on. But the idea is that don't start this type of, it's against the books and whatever. I know that is not very orthodox, but what we are just doing is trying to mix my abilities to trade with the power of with the power of compound interest, interest, or whatever you want to call it, compounding an amount. And this is gonna give you a lot of also very good learning experience for you to learn a lot of things like managing a trade, understand that sometimes doing less is more, that if you raise $1,000 doesn't mean that you're gonna have to lose that $1,000. so that you can play heavy on a position, but if you manage your stops, you're not risking the whole position. And also it's a good way for you later on when you have another account, that if you want to grow that account, not as aggressive as this one, but this is going to give you a lot of the fundamentals of how you have to change your entry, your position sizings accordingly of how your balance is growing, right? Because the only way to grow a small account is compounding the account. So, and that means that every time that your balance is bigger, you also have to adjust your positions accordingly. And that is the easiest or the most effective way to grow a small account. But you have to do it with discipline in the way that you always have to respect the same. When you say, when I say you always have to play the same amount on each trade, it doesn't mean exactly the same amount of dollars, but what I mean is the same criteria of maximum play, amount per play, the same criteria in risk reward, the same criteria in the type of strategy are you following, what are you playing, breakouts, flag breaks, EMS crossings, etc. So you have to be consistent in too many other things, not only in the amount of play, of money that you place on a play, in order to be consistent. Okay. What else? Who has the mic on? Somebody has the mic on. Okay. So and before, I'm gonna have a Q&A session a little bit later, guys. So don't you worry right now if you have more questions. I just want to go through all the Excel, and also I'm gonna take this Excel, very simple Excel model that I did a long time ago that I haven't used it for a while, but it's gonna help us out to keep track of everything. And I'll be more than glad if you need a copy of it. I can send it over, or I can post it also as well here in the, so you can have a copy of it. And I'll teach you how to fill it out and everything. It's very simple. It's already linked. It's like a macro. It already has defined certain strategies, and you just put the symbol. What are you gonna play? For example, it's gonna be it's gonna be a long, a debit in this case, because we're gonna, for example, play a long call that is gonna be entered tomorrow. We're gonna play entry price at, I don't know, $4. Expiration is for 7:30. Entry size, we're gonna buy 2 contracts, and then we exited the 2 contracts, this at $5. Exit size, the 2 contracts, and it gives you there the P&L that you're taking. And blah, blah, blah. Something is wrong here, but I have just to adjust it. But anyway, it's gonna give you, so you can have anything, give you a little your winning rate and everything. So it's gonna be. Am I attaching this? Yes, I'm gonna share all this. No, my friend, Darshan, I mean, this challenge is gonna be like it's gonna take us probably a very small time during the trading day. I'm gonna still focusing on the rest. I mean, this is just an addition, and you'll see, since it's only one play, it will probably take us 30 to 40 minutes during the day, and that's it. But all my plays and everything are gonna continue the same. So no. And sometimes the same play that we're doing in the challenge could be a play that I put on the either on the VIP room or the market chat. So it's the same. Okay, and that's about it, guys. I mean, it's not much too complicated. I don't know if you have any other questions. I'll share this and the rest, and let's start tomorrow. Of course, get ready for it. My idea is to start tomorrow if we can start tomorrow. I mean, it's not written in stone. I'm gonna be very prudent this time because I promise you that I'm gonna make this thing happen. So we're all gonna make it happen. But so everybody has to be just very disciplined. And you'll see. The only thing that I ask from you is have from that trust in me and be just patient. We're not gonna, this doesn't mean that we're gonna win the 20 straight calls. Probably will take us 30, 35, but in average, I assure you within 20 and 30 days, we're gonna get there. I have done it before, not exactly like this, but I have. It's not new for me. I have done with $2,000, 40,000 in 5 days. So that was, it's nothing that it's not complicated. I mean, it is, but it's not impossible, is what I mean. Yeah, yeah, we did a very stupid thing. We exactly took snow on the top. As simple as that. We were too excited because we already had. Actually, we started the challenge and we only did 4 plays or 5, and we won most of it except the snow one, right? Maybe we lost 2, right? We did 6, we lost 2, and we got up to $1,600, more or less, right? Somebody that did 1,400, others did almost 1,600, but in 4 days, something like that. And we didn't do anything last week. We focused on our other trades and we killed it last week. So we got back that and more. So and that is the reason that we decided to do it again, but in a different, more discipline. And we were very undisciplined the first time. I took all the trades, the weeklies, far off the money. So now we're gonna make it different. I'm gonna take it 1, 2 weeks, 3 weeks out, and in the money or even more deep in the money. So it's gonna be a little bit slower, but it's gonna be less risky in that regards, and we're gonna have. I mean, we're looking for 20%. 90% of my plays at least go to 20% in some time. Probably more. Okay, guys, that's all. I don't know if there's anything else. Let me see. That's we as lost on Netflix. Yes, we had 4 good plays. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We have some witness here. and most of the people that have been with us more than a month, they know that most of my plays, at least in one time, goes to 20 or more %. So we just have to, the only thing that we're gonna have to do here is once we get to the 20, we're gonna have to sell. As simple as that. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna leave it to that today. I'll post a little bit later the these Excel sheets and everything, and see you tomorrow. Get some rest, and let's make a good start of the week tomorrow. And for everybody that is, for all the new members, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the trial and hope you stay. And we start at around 8 o'clock Central Time, the stream. And we stream most of the trading day. So you're gonna be able to ask or see what we do all day tomorrow. So if for some reason you have another question later on, you can ask it tomorrow morning. Have a great night. See you tomorrow, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.